Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Falmunction Plays Dark Souls Remastered. Well, I have to issue a warning right here. First of all, we got some new stuff to talk about in here, but we got even more new stuff that I neglected to talk about last time because it was just a little too much, and I had to get my own thoughts straight on the subject. So we got hit with a lore bomb yesterday, and this guy is at the center of it. So just to recap, and yeah, strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a lot of talking. So a long, long time ago, I can still remember how Lord Gwyn extended the Age of Fire in an act of desperation, and he did so by sacrificing his own body. Now, I know this hasn't been revealed to us yet in this great amount of detail, but in order to talk about it, we have to talk about this as well. The Witch of Izalith, who was his battle companion, had already failed in her attempt to link the flame by creating the Chaos Flame and making things so much worse. So that underlines the gravity of the situation. And the Lord Realm we saw last time with the lights out, that's pretty much how we left it. Devoid of all life, no sunshine to be had, because he's the Lord of Sunlight. So when people started deserting the city more and more, the only one left at the end was Gwyndolin. That guy at the foot of the elevator who kicked our ass the last time. He's the one who created these illusions of being a prosperous city that just happens to have a population problem. But, you know, the sun being there and Guinevere greeting you as the hero of the land and so on and so forth. So that would also make him the main suspect in creating this myth of the chosen undead destined to, who knows, maybe break the curse of undying. And if we now talk to Kingseeker Frampt, this guy over here, he would praise us and tell us that, yes, it is us that are meant to succeed Lord Gwyn and link the flame and so on and so forth. It's all but explicitly stated that Frampt is in cahoots with Gwyndolin. And from Gwyndolin's perspective, this all makes a lot of sense because the Curse of the Undead only ever started after Gwyn had already sacrificed himself. And only then the dark signs started appearing and people, for all intents and purposes, stopped dying. So you got all these people, right? And you can't get rid of them. They keep coming back stronger after they die. And that's a threat to Gwyndolin or any of the gods who are still around. They want to continue the status quo. They don't want to be usurped by the humans, right? So in order to extend the Age of Fire once again, because it's about to fade, you need somebody with a strong enough soul, a large enough soul to manage it. And there's nobody currently in this world that has the capacity to do what Gwyn has done. And we'll see later on that the other lords, that the ones that fought with Gwyn against the dragons, the other ones, they are not necessarily in a capacity to qualify as that person. So Gwyndolin, he has all these undead corralled into asylums now, and seeing as how when humans die they grow stronger usually, if there was an undead among them who would be up for the task, why not hedge our bets? Why not create all these trials? The Two Bells of Awakening, the Ordeal of Sen's Fortress, the asshole Archers of Anorlando, and at the very end, to top it all off, Ornstein and Smough. And yes, we will return the Firekeeper Soul that we got from defeating Lautrec. So, Filing Shrine, you just heard it, is back in business. And here's Anastasia.
Thank you. I am Anastasia
Anastasia?
of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend.
We can also reinforce the Estus flasks that we have with the other Firekeeper's soul. The one loyal to Gwyndolin, if you recall.
Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
Right. So, she in particular is sort of the embodiment of humanity, as we'll see later on, who has been manipulated by all these forces, all these gods. The Way of White in itself, if you recall the covenant that Petrus, of all people, was a part of, or is still a part of, this religion, it has been propagating, for example, the hatred towards the undead. Not all people in the world of Dark Souls are undead, but you still needed to convince everybody that it was right, it was just for the undead to be locked away in asylums. But the Way of White also had an active role to play in carrying out Lord Gwyn's bidding, because he can't be everywhere at the same time. Oh, we need the Rite of Kindling? Well, let's just have the clerics get that for us, no problem. Oh, this guy too. Right, I forgot. He turns hollow at a certain point, I think as soon as you... Whoops. As soon as you get the Lord Vessel, I believe. Oh. Gotta be careful with the Crestfallen. He's also hollowed, as you can see. Bye-bye. Right, where was I? Let's get those transient curses. So, I gotta get my thoughts straight as well. Should I... we still need more souls for the crest anyway, so... I think I might just keep slaying these hollows while I think about what to say next. So that had already happened by the time Gwyn linked the fire. So you can't really blame Gwyndolin for thinking this kind of deception, this manipulation of the humans was the way forward. It makes sense for him to want to continue what he believed was his father's legacy, right? And he kept on doing it in secret because the humans wouldn't want to act against their own self-interest. Or at the very least, they might be reluctant to do that if they knew how desperate things were. And of course, if they knew that after the fires have faded and all the gods are gone, maybe now it's time for the Age of Man. Of course, all this backstory, we as a player have no idea about it at the very beginning, if that's the first time playing. But coming at it from a role-playing perspective, our character who's been alive all this time in this world, maybe even for hundreds of years since she's undead, these are the questions she'd be asking right now. And we're going to be looking for answers down here in New Londo. Transient Curse. Limb of the victim of a curse. Temporary curse allows engagement with ghosts. The only way to fight back against ghosts, who are cursed beings, is to become cursed oneself. Safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead, as we almost get killed by them. So this way we've temporarily cursed ourselves, and thus we're able to hurt the ghosts. And as cool as this might be, this is getting to a point where it's a little bit of a tough order to expect people to find that out on their own. And yes, there are people that you can ask, but since this is a completely unavoidable area, Ooh, 1 R2 is enough, huh? And yes, you get the transient curses at the beginning from the pod. Excuse me? But you can't guarantee the players won't just accidentally miss it. There should just be some other way to make sure people will find out about transient curses. Jesus. Careful. Getting overwhelmed here a little bit. Also don't want to fall off. But now that we have them in a line like this, that's totally fine. I don't believe we'll get to the end of this area, like to the boss in this episode, but I think we can make some progress as I detail my thoughts on the game. Because, you know, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is confirmed, a lot of the stuff is speculation as well, and I'll try to keep it as factual as possible. And if I forget to label something correctly in that I'm talking about something that is not confirmed, please forgive me as I kill off the ghost of somebody not very forgiving, because this area and all these characters, all these ghosts that we're slaying here, they had been sacrificed, and judging from their behavior, they are not very forgiving for that one. Okay, I'm trying to also figure out where to go at the same time. I'll have to renew the transient curse when I see that I'm able to, because it has run out at that point. I can kick down this ladder for a first shortcut. And shortcuts are very important here, since there's no bonfire here whatsoever. Hey! Cut it out. I love the forward step she takes every time. I guess we could also go down there and see what's going on. I thought it was a shortcut. I'm not sure anymore. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Anywho. So, what else? The last boss we killed, Ornstein and Smo, it's hard to say if they're actually illusions as well, or if they're the real deal. If Dark Souls... Jesus. Can you come up, please? Oh. No. I want to Estus. Here you are. Out of rhythm. God damn it. That's what I get for not locking on, but I also don't want to lock on so I don't get... reset them. Great. So I don't get... so they don't get me off the cliff. God damn it! Okay, we're fine. This is a toughie. Jesus. Okay, maybe I should... Hello? Oh, I think, yeah, transient curses run out. That's what you get for talking in the middle of a fight. Okay, there's nothing here. Alright. Now, what happened to this place? What's up with New Londo? Well, New Londo has to do with a character that we haven't met yet. It has to do with somebody that looks very similar to Kingseeker Frant. And hopefully we get to see him soon. Also, I was talking about Ornstein and Smough, as I recall. If the sequels are to be believed canon, which is another thing in particular. Oh, thank you. Another question entirely. Then you'd have to say that Ornstein, in some capacity, couldn't have been real in Dark Souls 1, because it's revealed later on that he traveled to another place. I'm in a very bad spot. Thank God we have enough Estus with us. No. Ooh, okay. Could you please come a little closer? Just a teensy tiny bit. Fuck. You know what? I'm a mage, for crying out loud. We should be able to hurt them with magic. Doesn't have to be cursed magic, so there we go. So many things that are debating in my head about who to, or that are vying for my attention, so to speak. Yeah. Green Titanite. Beautiful. So, what about you, though? Guess not. This place is representative of another faction who had their own idea about what to do in terms of immortality, or in terms of a long-term plan for the world of Dark Souls. These guys are called the Dark Race. Not R-A-C-E, but W-R-A-I-T-H-S. Okay. If the lighting seems familiar right now, we have actually stepped outside New Londo into Valley of the Drakes momentarily. So the Dark Race, they thought not the dragons, or not, you know, immense amounts of energy are involved in extending the Age of Fire. It was more about taking life force, or humanity rather, from the humans that are already there, because they saw it wasn't going very well. So they got the art of life drain from that person that I'm going to talk about when we see them. But they were deemed enemies by other people. Well, that's always a matter of perspective, isn't it? Who is an enemy and who isn't? But some would consider them enemies because they are predatory, right? They will hunt down others and use their humanity to their own gain. And that's also basically the gameplay justification for, hello Ingwer, for invasions and the Invasion Covenant, which is the Dark Race. I cannot see for shit. Oh well. Anyone here home? This is where we get in. Yeah, this is where we made that left turn at Albuquerque. I think... I don't know. Did I trigger them yet? Oh yeah, there's the other... Oh, we're out of Transient Curse. That's just great. Ooh, boy. Thought it was done for. Just from the sound that it made. Very nice place we got there. So, I think Ingward will have something to tell us about what's been going on in New Londo.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal. The four kings slumber in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorias traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
Here's another very important character, Artorias.
Hello there. What is it? The key to the seal is now in your hands. I will help you in any way possible.
Okay, so he would also be able to break my curse, which is the curse that is inflicted by the basilisks in the depths. This was kind of supposed to be this side quest you could go on if you had been just cursed accidentally. But
New Londo was sacrificed to contain the Dark Wraiths. Mark my words, the Dark Wraiths are the enemies of man and any living thing that has a soul. They were never meant to roam again.
that's just your opinion, right? Okay, we can buy even more transient curses. I think I want this spell because I don't know if I can get it anywhere else. Although he does go back to Filing Shrine if you're successful.
New Londo,
So yeah, New Londo was flooded. These are all the ghosts from the inhabitants being sacrificed in the Endeavor. Pretty gruesome. But now we have a way of reversing the flooding and drain the whole place. Oh yeah, how do I get to that item? Should be around here, behind this wall. Yeah, so Artorias was one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn. We've met one of the others already. Ornstein was another one. It's more of a jump scare than anything, because, I don't know, it doesn't really hurt too much. Can you come down here, please? Jerk. Alright, okay. Alright. So that's just the way down. Nothing else to see? What about this way? I should honestly just test this up. We're so close to going through here with 1 life that I'm fine with that. Cursed Bite Ring. Just in time. That's it. Okay. Gives it the heebie-jeebies. That was a dead end, right? I don't believe there's any illusory walls of note. Oh, but I've run out of curse. Guess so. We just go all the way back to. Have we been here? Yes, we have. Just gotta go all the way back to that thing. Is this the way? Yeah. The contraption, as it were, hides behind here. And with this, the gates are open. All right. I also assume that, yeah, now we can call the elevator. And this should place us pretty much next to the gate that we just opened. And if I'm not mistaken, we shouldn't need the curse that much anymore. Lovely. Absolutely terrific. Crackle and... Hey! Look at who made it here! Oh, okay. Buffered action much? This is the almost titular Dark Wraith. That was... By the way, that was the first title of the game, like a working title. They wanted to call it Dark Wraiths, but somebody was aware enough to know that that wouldn't fly. That's not really, you know. And this whole area is pretty dangerous. I think the first half you're sort of meant to be able to go through even on a low level character. But this is quite different. Unless your parry game is at my level. Ooh. Dark Hand, huh? You don't threaten me. Get away with it. Okay. Dark Wraiths and Dark Souls 3 are way harder. Okay. Pretty sure if I'm not careful, I'll end up in a very bad spot. Yeah, that's one. I think there's at least another, maybe even two. Dude. Ooh! A combo. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Can do that too, man. Just watch. Okay. What else? Yeah, I thought you were there. I very much thought so. This guy is no joke. Actually, I should just equip the other catalyst on the right hand, because I think it scales better with magic. And look! He's the source of the exploding skulls. Yeah, call me cheap if you like, but this guy is no joke. I don't want to fight him normally. Explode, please. Oh, there we go. Very nice effect. Couldn't really appreciate it all that well in the catacombs. Hello. Are you just waiting for another friend of yours to show up? No. Not yet. What? Show off. Well, I guess that you could call me a show off too if you like, and I'm fine with it. But I get results, damn it. Is this where we get the very large ember? No. Gotta make sure not to miss that particular item. That was the actual item I was looking for in the Tomb of the Giants. I just mistook it for another ember. Who knows? I might be triggering all these guys down there who will now track me down by going around here, but just didn't want to miss it. This should be it. I think that's the very large ember. Yeah, boy. Okay. Mission successful. There's nothing here. Okay. Looking good so far. So... what question haven't I answered yet? It's so hard to keep track of because it's so... everything hits you in just one. Yeah, I was going to talk about the Knights of Gwyn. The 4 Knights of Gwyn. And there's the guy I mistakenly... yeah, it's not going to do anything. Triggered. So there's Ornstein and there's Artorias. And there's 2 more that we haven't met yet. I'm gonna come up here just to not... I just don't want to kiss you, right? It'll be a very awkward situation. I want to parry that very foolishly. Damn it. Fuck. Alright. I deserve that, for sure. Well, I mean, we have to go back there at some point anyway, and we wouldn't even be... oh, right. We wouldn't even be able to do anything at this point, because we've done everything that we came there to do. So we'll just warp to Firelink. We're gonna talk to everybody in there, and I don't know. There's not a lot that happened in this episode, granted, but we're building to something. I just gotta trust me on that, alright? And we're not gonna talk to this guy ever again, at least not until something else happens. So, just to tie up all the loose ends, we talked to, what's her name, Rhea in the church, since thinking about Petrus last time, and I wonder what he has to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sometime.
Nothing. I wonder. I should just kill him right there, because here's what's gonna happen. Petrus, in his guilt, but more about, you know, he didn't want to leave any live witnesses. In his guilt, he will murder Rhea. Just because he's such a scumbag, he's gonna leave his companions behind, or maybe even make it so that the companions are will end up in a situation where they will definitely die. He leaves them to die, and then when his plan doesn't work out, he just kills an innocent woman. I'm sorry, Petrus, but that's just not it, my friend.
No. This can't be. It can't end like this.
Sorry to crush your hopes and dreams. To humanity. Which sort of implies that maybe the second one, at least, he got that second one illegitimately by, as you know, he had these cracked red eye orbs lying around, by just pilfering them. By doing the exact same thing the Dark Wraiths are doing. Also, Logan is now here, next to...
Oh, hello. I
Rico.
appreciate the attention.
No,
You really should speak to
Griggs,
Master Logan.
Griggs.
That will certainly do you more good.
And I have already talked to them, unfortunately. I
Have
couldn't
you ever
help.
cast one of Logan's spells? Isn't it exhilarating? As he sees it, there are no gods, no transcendence, only truth. And Logan only wishes to elucidate it. It is this heretical methodology that allowed Logan to advance sorcery to the point that he has. In a word, he is a hero. Despite the awful rumors, time will tell. The annals of history will prove dispassionate.
Well, I'll be. What rumors? I wonder.
Have you ever cast one of his?
But yeah.
Goodbye then. Do
Apparently, and I'm not sure about this, but apparently he wasn't sent out to assassinate Logan, but by having an assassin as backup, basically, it casts a little bit doubt on him.
Hello there. What have you been up to? I thought that perhaps you'd gone hollow on me. So have you come to further your study of sorcery?
Man, that's about it. We can't talk to him
Heading
anymore
out, are
in
you?
this.
I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
I'll try not to. So, we'll get to see him again later on. He will leave, like you said. There's also our bumbling adventurer from Katarina.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gates, the old fortress. Was that your doing?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
No thanks, buddy. We're the bestest of teams.
There you are. I'll be heading down
BFFs for
below,
life.
folks. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
He will go down to Blighttown, by the way.
There you are. There's no.
Anybody else I'm missing? I think that's about it, at least in here. We could go talk to Donald at that archway. Maybe that's the last thing I'll do. Let's check in with him and maybe buy some stuff. Get down here. And this jump is always tricky for me. There we go. couldn't pick a better place for this? Seriously?
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Well, what do you know?
I'm afraid I don't see anything.
Okay. Do you have anything new? Because he's the guy, actually, we can buy the master key from him at this point. See, we can buy boss armor from this dude. And every time we do, we have to potentially fall to our death.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
Okay. So, the one thing we know at this point to progress, more or less, is the whole Artorias angle. And that's what we're going to be doing next episode. We're going to be tracking down Artorias. We're going to see what he was able to find out, and we're going to follow in his footsteps a little bit to dig up what's the big deal about this abyss. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you around next time.